The Joy Perspective, the podcast where I share life's challenges, things I've learned through years of personal development, and help others shift their perspective and find their joy. I'm Lauren Valdez, and together we'll dive into how changing the way we think can unlock possibilities, spark creativity, and transform the everyday. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Joy Perspective. Today we're talking about showing up bold in what we are called to do, or what we are feeling called to share. So I want to talk to you today about something that has kind of been on my mind the last week a lot. And that is that God doesn't give us gifts or talents or opportunities just to keep them to ourselves. We're called to share them. We're called to invite others into whatever it is that we're doing. And I think sometimes we get so in our own heads and we get so doubtful that we don't actually share the God-given talents that we have or the opportunities that have come our way because we're afraid. And so today we're going to talk about courage and stewardship and really stepping into the fullness of who God has created you to be and what God is putting on your heart. So I want to jump into a reality that God gives us these gifts, talents, opportunities to bless others, not just ourselves, but it's to show what God is really capable of through us. And so when we're given these gifts and talents, we're also given the responsibility to share with others, right? It's not just about us, but it's about all, right? So I'm going to really talk about whether it's an idea or a passion or an opportunity. Think in your life about whatever it is. You probably have something in mind already. Something in mind that maybe you haven't shared enough about because you've been afraid to. Or maybe you haven't reached out to a certain person to share your gifts, your talents, your opportunity to because you've been afraid. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me either. But I know that I've fallen into that trap of feeling like the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, or the fear of failure might come. And so it prevents us from doing what we're being called to do. And so I want to help us reframe our thoughts to be about sharing isn't about us. It's about serving others. And when you really start to realize this, that what you have is something that somebody else needs, maybe it's not even the closest people to you that need what you have, but there are people out there who do need what God's given you. And so when you stop making sharing about you and you make it about others, you're able to step into it a little bit more bold, a little bit more courageous. You know, God calls us to stand firm and to step into our gifts and to offer them bravely. And I know for me, the reason I'm doing this episode is because I know for me sometimes I let those limiting beliefs or those doubts hold me back. And I'm not supposed to. Now, I'm going to give you an example, and I know it's a taboo topic, which is why I'm bringing it up. But network marketing. You guys, there are so many misconceptions and misbeliefs about network marketing, and I want to dive a little bit into that. So, short version of this is in 2019, I had my daughter, my second kiddo, and I was really losing my identity as a person. And when I found my first network marketing company, I just thought, oh, it's pretty and sparkly, and it's something that I can do for myself while my kids are right here with me. And so I took a leap. I started using the product myself. I was not going to sell it. I was not going to do parties. I was not going to do any of that. In fact, I'm a little brat, and I even told the person I signed up with and said, like, don't ask me to do parties. It's not going to happen. And then lo and behold, the product was so awesome because I wouldn't have just partnered with any other product that was, you know, the first thing that popped up. No, it was a product that I believed in. It was a product that I loved. It was a product that really was working for me. And I know it may sound silly, but if you've ever gone through postpartum, you'll understand when I say this. It helped me find my identity again. It helped me kind of clear that fuzziness of being just their mom and realizing that I'm Lauren Valdez and I'm a person and a human that matters too. And I know it sounds silly to say, wow, this product really helped that, but it did. It did. And so I began sharing it boldly, sharing it excitingly. And you know what? So many others also found the product to be a confidence boost, a source of income for their family, um, a spark again in their identity. And so I started sharing it even more boldly because I saw what it was doing for other people. And so I know that there is this like stigma or thoughts of like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. And I will tell you there are pyramid schemes out there. But if there is a product that is being exchanged, right? You give me $14, I mail you your product. That's a real exchange. That is a real business. That isn't a pyramid scheme. That is a cost and a product being exchanged, right? And so, yes, be mindful and aware of pyramid schemes, but that doesn't make network marketing a pyramid scheme. The other misconception is that, and I know I'm probably getting in the weeds with this, but like an income disclosure. When you look at an income disclosure, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's like how much the average pay is in each of the ranks within the compensation plan. And so when you look at it and you go, wow, the first tier, most people only make $64 a month in this. Well, yeah, most people join because they love the product and they want to be able to use it for them and their family. Yeah. So the first rank typically looks like, oh, you only make $64. Now, are there people within that first rank that are making way more? Yes. And are there people in that category that are making $0? Yes, because they're not buying it for themselves anymore, or they're not whatever. And in that case, they don't do it anymore. So the point of me bringing up this network marketing and getting off my soapbox here is that when you fall in love with something, when you fall in love with your favorite pen, of course, I don't have a pen on my desk right now. Who does that? Here we go. You fall in love with your favorite pen and you're so excited. You love this pen. What are you going to do? You're going to tell your friends and family about it, right? Especially if you're a teacher, you're like, you guys, this is it. The holy grail of pens. This is it. And you share it. And that is what network marketing is. I have found several products, to be honest, that I absolutely love. I use daily. My family uses them daily. And so I'm going to share them with people. Yet, sometimes I let doubt seep in. And I let the fear of rejection seep in. And I go, well, what are they going to think of me? What if nobody buys it? What if, all these what ifs happen. And that's a problem because guess what? Guess what this does for me? This one specifically, this one gives me clarity. It allows me to focus. It actually has L-theanine in it, which allows my anxiety to be calmed somewhat. And my favorite part is when I feel like midday, if I haven't taken it and I realize it, I'm like, ooh, I need that extra like calmness because my kids are about to get off school and I'm going to need that. I really feel the difference in this product. Why would I not share that with other people? It's something that has helped me. It's something that has brought calmness and focus to me. Why would I not share that? That's the same thing with the gifts and the talents that God gives you. If something keeps coming up, and this is what was like festering inside of me over the last week. If something keeps coming up over and over and over, it's not a fleeting thought. It's not a fleeting idea, but it's something that's being put on your heart to share or to do it. You're being called to do it. And you know what? It may not help your sister. It may not help your mother. It may not help your aunt. It may not help your brother, whatever it is. But guess what? By you sharing that gift or sharing that opportunity or you sharing that talent, there's someone out there who's going to see you, who's going to need that, and who's going to be blessed because you decided to show up bold. You decided to lean into what you're being called to do. I know it's scary. I know. But it doesn't need to be. It's not about you. Because here's my thing with starting this podcast, you guys, this is truly the conversation my husband and I had. Me putting myself out there, I am allowing people who I've had, bickering with in the past, or am no longer friends with, or whatever. People who may not like me, they could search this up, they could watch it, and they could be sitting on the other side of that screen judging me, going, wow, did you see her hair? It wasn't even like symmetrical. I know, I'm weird. I like symmetry. No, they could be judging whatever they want, but it wasn't about them. It was about me helping one person. And I told my husband that this podcast isn't about making money. I don't make any money with this. It's about me sharing the gifts, the talents, the knowledge, the lessons learned that I've gained over the years that God has given me with somebody else. And if I help one person, it's worth it to me. Keep that in mind. When you go to share whatever it is, when you go to, I don't know, try out for your worship band at church, or you go to pitch an idea at work that you think would be awesome, think about not the fear of rejection, but think about, what if this could really help others? It's not an idea that keeps coming up inside of you. It's not an urge inside of you that keeps coming up for no reason. You're being called to share that gift, that talent, that opportunity, that product, that whatever it is. So step into that and do it boldly. Let other people judge you. But you know what? That 1 or 2 or 1,000 people you end up making an impact on, those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones God wanted you to reach by stepping in and being bold in what you're given. So I mentioned this in the beginning. We're called, maybe didn't word it exactly like this, but we're called to be good stewards. We're called and we're given these gifts and talents so that we can share it with others, so that we can bless others. So when you think about the fear of what if somebody judges me, I want you to think, what if I don't share this? What if I don't use the talents I'm given? What if I hold back and stop somebody else from being blessed? Because that's what's at stake. That is what's at stake when you're given this direction and this talent, opportunity, whatever it is. God wants you to share it. You're called to step into it for others. So let's do it. Let's show up bold. Let's show up excited. Let's show up knowing that there's one person we could help, because that one person is worth it. So I'm going to ask you a question. What is one gift or idea that you've been holding on that you haven't shared? What's one opportunity or one product that you haven't shared because you were afraid? Let us stand bold. Let us stand firm. And let us share what we're being called to. And most importantly, let's do it with so much joy. Thank you for joining me today on The Joy Perspective. I hope this episode helped you shift your mindset and find a little bit more joy in your life. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at @Lauren_Valdez for more inspiration and updates. I'd love to hear your thoughts and connect with you. Until next time, keep shifting your perspective and finding your joy.